Woke up this morning and I thought about something that I get asked about all the time. Superfoods, and what are my thoughts on superfoods? And the reality is, superfoods aren't so super, are they? Now what I mean by that is that there are no foods that are inherently better than others because there are no such thing as good or bad foods. There is no parameter by which you can measure a food and be like, this is good, this is bad. There are just some foods that are more or less nutritious. If I really like going to get some McDonald's, that makes me really happy. That is a good food because it makes me really happy. The same thing goes with cake, or the same thing goes with anything of that nature that you might traditionally consider unhealthy. But there is one food that I consider to be a superfood above all else. Cottage cheese. In order to prove this, I am going to spend the entire day eating all of my meals, and every single one of them will include cottage cheese. And the reason why I think cottage cheese is such a good superfood is because it's low calorie, high protein. It's a great food to help make you full and to add volume to meals and to make sure they taste really enjoyable. And I think it's so versatile that you could add it to breakfast, lunch, dinner, desserts, what have you. But in order to do that, first, I need to go buy some cottage cheese. All right, we have just come back from the store. We've got our cottage cheese in hand. Thank goodness for Walmart and their super hot deals. Am I right? Why pay more somewhere else when you don't have to? A diet is a pattern of eating, and I don't believe that anyone should be eating what is a miserable diet. Let's find a way to incorporate this cottage cheese. It's gonna be a lot more fun for everybody, especially those that are lactose intolerant and know that it's gonna be trouble on the way out. Why make it trouble on the way in as well? This is gonna be a super simple recipe, and I'll leave all of the recipes of everything that I make from today in the description down below, so make sure you go check it out. All you need for this one, it's gonna be super cheap, super easy, super fast, and it's gonna hit all the goals that we want of our pre-workout meal. I want my pre-workout meal to be moderately high in protein, I want it to be low in fat because I don't wanna feel super heavy, and I want it to be cheap and easy to make. I don't wanna be spending too much time doing this, I don't have time. All you're gonna need, cottage cheese, oats, 2 eggs, and some optional whey protein powder. You can use code EDIN to save yourself on Legion protein powder if you're already buying Legion protein powder. I use it just to add a little bit of flavor to the recipe. We got my trusty dented pan and my mixture. Let's pop this on and make it real quick. Just 2 quick tips before I get started. One, if you don't like the way that the cheese curds look, because it is cottage cheese and it does kind of look pretty funky, instead of putting it in a mixing bowl like I did, you can always use your blender or an immersion blender or something like that. Another calorie saving tip, instead of using olive oil, I'm gonna use this spray oil. It saves me about 50 to 100 calories on everything. Normally, if I'm using olive oil just to coat the pan, I end up using like 150 to 200 calories because I measure with my heart. I mean, one came out kind of normal, one, yeah, anyway. So what I've learned is my method of using the blender typically works way better so that I can actually flip them. And also make these smaller because it's really hard to flip when they're massive. But I got to lick the spatula and it tastes really nice. Egg, cottage cheese, scramble, pile. So definitely should mix it in the blender. Important notes for later. Now for the toppings. I got some blueberries that were frozen. This is 40 grams. And then we're also gonna add some sugar-free syrup. All right, I'm making a mess. I mean, it looks awful, but like, let's see how it tastes. All right, really quick, I do gotta go to the gym, so let's see what this tastes like. Yo, presentation 0 out of 10. Oh, but the taste? I'm telling y'all, dieting does not need to be boring. Gets it done, high protein, super cheap, super easy. I'm telling you, 9 out of 10. It's got that hint of like salty sweetness. It's not too sweet. So good. I'm gonna eat this up real quick, grab my pre-workout, and head to the gym, and I will see you guys when I get back. All right, we just got back from the gym. It's only about 3 o'clock, so it's a little bit too early for me to have any actual dinner. Much like a lot of you watching this, you probably have a partner, a family, something like that, so you can't really just eat alone. I would totally be able to eat a full meal right now. I would be able to eat a house, but I have to wait for Jesse. So I had an idea. Why not make something like a pastry, something like a cookie. So we're actually gonna try to make some cottage cheese cookies right now. In order to do that, I need to preheat the oven. So we're gonna do that. Preheat the oven. Again, recipe will be down in the description below. I'll try to show you as much footage of me making it as possible, and we'll check in when they're done in about 20 minutes and let you know how they go. And by the way, for anyone wondering, yes, I'm absolutely flying by the seat of my pants here. I wanna go by my natural hunger signals, because again, this is a challenge. Can I live the entire day with only cottage cheese related recipes? We'll see if I survive. Couldn't find the baking tray, so this muffin tin's gonna have to do. To combat the fact that we're using a muffin dish, I put some baking powder in it just so that it can rise a little bit better and bake a little bit better. So now we're making muffins! And now we're just gonna put them into bake at 350. Timer is up. Ooh, damn, boy. We're gonna let these rest for like 2 to 3 minutes and then let's get a taste test. Dude, that is so much better than the pancakes in terms of visual. This has gotta be 10 out of 10 on the visual. I am so excited to mow down. We've got our muffins right here. They were supposed to be cookies, so keep that in mind. But anyway, the muffin tin ended up being okay. We just put some baking powder in it so that they would rise. Yes! I'm actually mad how good that turned out. Yeah! Dude, 10 out of 10. Let's go! I'm gonna call a spade here, you know? It's not like 10 out of 10 if you're comparing it to like your local neighborhood muffin shop that makes like the best muffins in town, blah, blah, blah. Look, but if you put yourself in the mindset that I'm eating something healthy, 55 out of 10. I'm not even exaggerating. You have no idea that this is like healthy. I would say comparing to non-healthy things, it's like an 8 out of 10. Super high protein, reduced fat, cottage cheese based muffins or cookies if you just don't use the cookie dish. Anyway, the recipe will be down below. If you want to turn these into muffins, you literally just have to add some baking powder. The real question is, do I share it with Jesse? We'll let you know later. I'm so excited for dinner.
2 hours later.
It is now a couple hours later. We have left some of the muffin cookie things for Jesse. I wanted to try one. I'm really curious. They were super good. I had like 5 of them. Jesse's on her way home. It's time for me to make dinner, which means that it's also time for me to piss off some Italians. Let's make a creamy tomato rosé style pasta with chicken. It's gonna be high protein, lower calorie, way lower in fat, and super easy. Have you noticed the theme today? I'm extremely lazy, I want things to be convenient, and I don't wanna have to think too hard. You can customize it with whatever veggies you'd like to add. I'm just gonna add the ones that I have in my fridge. And again, if you're curious, I'm gonna leave the recipe in the description below. And make sure you check it out if you wanna try this one out. This one is an absolute banger. Done this many times before. You're gonna love this one. Check it out.
Daddy, chill.
Future edit here. I'm just editing the video right now and I realized I never gave you guys a taste test. It was the best thing I've ever had. Just a fantastic, well-rounded way of adding a lot of protein to a dish, and I literally ended up just falling asleep after that, which is crazy because then we had a power outage and now we're here. I'm gonna include the dessert dish right here and I'll show you guys how to make that. And there we have zero prep pint of ice cream, just like that. We literally, look at this. I mean, it's literally ice cream. Take that, Dairy Queen. Ooh. The cottage cheese actually helps to make it extremely creamy. So if you're someone that's like, oh my God, I don't want to taste the cottage cheese, you literally won't at all. It is literally just like the greatest consistency of ice cream ever. Blueberries and strawberries and just some cottage cheese. You gotta give this one a shot. I did still eat all of my meals with cottage cheese, but I passed out a lot earlier than I thought I would, and I was really full. So if this is any lesson to you right now, it's that you should definitely eat a high protein diet, and cottage cheese can be a fantastic part of that. It is now, as you guys already know, the next day, so I have to clean all of this junk up because I didn't clean it up before I fell asleep. Anyways, it's okay, I'm a human being. Hashtag transparency. It is now time for you to subscribe, smash the like button, share this with a friend, and go try out one of those recipes from down below, or all of them. Let me know what you think. Remember, the whole point of this video is just to highlight how we can get protein out of real foods. We don't need to get it out of supplements. Supplements definitely do help, but there are foods that exist like egg whites and cottage cheese that help us add a bulk of volume with not a lot of fat to our meals. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.